What is up, guys? David here bringing another battle. Here is an NU game that I had of the YouTuber how do I say it? Jack. It's a bunch of K's and it ends with a 3. But, he's a fairly cool newcomer. He's got, a little less than 1,000 subs. He's got, like, a little less than 700, which is pretty cool. But, yeah, NU. And we got a pretty fun game here. And I see a bunch of interesting stuff on his team, including Nose Pass, a Drowsy, and Emolga. So, and I've got a I guess, standardish team here, but Superior, Rampardos, and Masquerade, and Fracture, and all that stuff. But I'll shut up and let's get started. And he's going to lead off with Smashing, which is a great Nigel Thornberry reference, I will admit. His Nose Pass, I'm going to lead off with my Scarfed Electabuzz. And I'm going to go for the Volt Switch straight away because he has no ground Pokemon. I can freely go for the Volt Switch and not have to worry about him switching in a ground type to take it. So, no problem. I'm going to switch out, and I believe I head out into my Torkoal, which was kind of a risky play, to be perfectly honest, just because he could be specially oriented and have the Power Gem. And, of course, Torkoal is more of a physical tank. So he goes for the Thunder Wave expecting the Volt Switch, but, I don't mind Torkoal being paralyzed because it's slow as hell anyway. Now he's going to set up his Stealth Rocks. Unfortunately, going to get Parahax his first turn, which really sucks. And now he's going to go for the Rock Slide to judge how much it does. And to be honest, it does nothing to hurt Torkoal, which is amazing. Unfortunately, I get Parahax yet again, which really blows, but not much, again, I can do about it. And, Torkoal is here to Rapid Spin away hazards and to set up Stealth Rock of its own. And now he sends out the Emolga, and I really don't know what to expect from this thing. I'm going to go for the Rapid Spin on the Switch. I want those rocks gone because Masquerade's a pretty big part of this team. So, and I see lefties on it, so I might be assuming it's that sub-Charge Beam set, and which is a pretty interesting set. So, and here I'm going to switch. I really don't know what, again, to expect. But, and whatever move he uses, I can send out my Electabuzz and take whatever. He's going to go for the Substitute on the Switch. Pretty good play. And, yeah, he's got a free sub. So, but, in return, he can't do too much, to be honest, to hurt my Electabuzz. And, again, I'm just going to go for that Volt Switch. Be able to break that Substitute, which is great. So he can't pull off too many shenanigans on me anyway. But, away goes that Substitute. I'm going to be able to switch out. And I believe that's right. I go into my Rampardos here. And he actually, I believe, goes for the Charge Beam right now. And, Superior's my Superior is a dual screener with Taunt. I could have gone into that to set up screens. But, my Rampardos is actually semi-bulky, so. But, yeah, and right here I really should have played a little bit better. I should have anticipated he would think that I was Scarfed. And because he switches out and he brings out the Nose Pass, I could have set up a Rock Polish here, but I did not think of that, unfortunately, which was a pretty bad play on my part, to be perfectly honest. But I go for the Stab Safe Stone Edge, and here, it's revealed that I do have Life Orbs. So, but his Nose Pass is pretty much the most useless member of his team at this point. So he's going to leave it in the die, which is great because he's not able to get it up as Stealth Rocks, which means Masquerade is pretty much free to switch in uninjured. And now he's going to bring out the Leafeon, and I'm pretty scared of this thing, to be perfectly honest. So, got to switch out. I'm going to go into my Torkoal because it walls most sets of Leafeon pretty well, even though, it can set up all over me. But, I'm not really too scared of it, to be perfectly honest, thanks to my Torkoal, which packs at max HP, max defense. And to be honest, I assume that he thinks he's going to go for Stealth Rock here, which is why he's going to get a little bit greedy and go for a +4. But Torkoal's going to say, screw you, you know what, I have Lava Plume. So I was really, really hoping that this would either A, kill, or B, get the burn. Unfortunately, I get neither, so he's able to go for the Double Edge, which I really did not see coming, but it is actually a standard on Leafeon. I always forget that Double Edge is usually carried by them. It does a crap ton of Torkoal, but I live it like a boss. Torkoal, you're a monster. And the Leafeon takes itself out with a recoil. So, pretty awesome. And I really, had I seen Double Edge coming, I would have gone for Stealth Rock there. Unfortunately, I do not. And that kind of comes into play, not majorly, but it does come into play a little bit later that I didn't get my rocks up. But, Here, I pretty much just leave it in my Torkoal as Death Fodder because I can't really switch into anything. I don't want it getting up a free Charge Beam or Substitute, so, well, it doesn't really matter. I was kind of screwed either way, but he's going to be able to take me out of it. The Charge Beam doesn't get the special attack boost, luckily, and now I'm just going to send an Electabuzz to ruin his day because he can't do much to it. And here I'm going to go for the Stab T-Bolt, and it does a very heavy chunk to that Emolga, even though I'm actually Timid Scarfed, so it did a pretty hefty chunk to that thing. But Emolga is rather frail, and, it's stab, and it's a neutral hit because it's electric flying, so... But, Electabuzz is just sitting here pretty, so... Now he's going to switch out that Emolga, and I believe he goes out into his Drowsy to sponge the head. Drowsy, Hypno is NU, but Drowsy is a little bit bulkier, even though it misses out on that Leftovers recovery, which is extremely useful, so... It's just going to stay in, go for the T-Bolt, and look how well it takes. It takes it really well. Got to switch out here. I'm going to go into the Masquerain here, not really knowing what to expect, to be perfectly honest. And, get an Intimidate off, which doesn't matter at all. And he is actually going to go for the Thunder Wave, which I did not see coming at all. So, should have figured that, and he Violet Pokemon has Thunder Wave, but... To be honest, and see it. So my Masquerain is pretty crippled right now, but here he shows to me he's got Flatter, which I'm like, well, that's interesting. I really don't know. I don't see Flatter. And to be honest, he kind of only just helped me out here, but unfortunately I'm not able to get a hit off, and I can't, because I hit myself, which sucks. But he's going to switch out here, and I believe he goes back into the Emolga. And, I was going for the Bug Buzz, even though at +1, which still did a very hefty chunk to it, even though it's a resisted hit. Unfortunately, I break for the confusion, but I do get Parahacks. So, Parahacks has been ruining my day all game, but I've got a plan. I'm going to switch out, go back into Electabuzz, because it pretty much walls Emolga. Here he goes straight out for the Air Slash, wanting to beat down my Masquerain. Masquerain will serve as pretty decent Death Fodder later on anyway, and that Air Slash does nothing to hurt Electabuzz, which is absolutely amazing. And here he's going to withdraw. I predict this extremely nicely. He's going to go into Drowsy and, hoping to sponge on the Thunderbolt because I want that Emolga dead, to be perfectly honest. I'm going to go for the Volt Switch, because I'm anticipating this damn thing to switch in and take my hits all day. But here I'm going to get Switch Initiative, and this is where things fall apart. Because out comes Haxorus, his little brother, out comes Fracture, and Fracture does not play games. Fracture wins them. And Fracture is going to pull off a taunt on this Drowsy. And, yeah, if you're going to try to set up a Reflect here, you're not going to be able to, because taunt, I don't know why people forget that Fracture gets taunt, but it's a must-have on most Fracture sets. Out comes the Emolga. I'm going to set up a free Dragon Dance on the Switch. And Fracture is primed and ready to wreck Train. Because Fracture, again, doesn't play games. He wins them. So, here I'm just praying that, after I go for a Stab Dragon Claw, that he doesn't get the static hacks. And, Dragon Claw's going to easily kill. I luckily do not get that static hacks, which is amazing. So down goes. Out comes the Simipour, and this is where I really wish I had my Rocks up, because I'm going to go for Dragon Claw, because Simipour is pretty darn frail. And here he shows to me he's actually holding a Sash, which, to be honest, blows, because I don't get the kill, and he's able to get off an Ice Beam. But, you know what? Fracture with Eviolite is pretty boss. I'm going to take that hit with 50 HP, and I'm going to say, screw you, here's another Dragon Claw, up in your gay-ass face. Not to insult any gays anyway, but, Simipour just has that stereotypical look. So, and I can make fun of Simipour because it's Simipour. It is a good poke. But he's down to 2 Pokemon. Out comes the Rapidash. That thing is going to get smashed in the face with an Outrage. So, down goes that Rapidash, which is great. And his last Pokemon is, in fact, that Drowsy, which, tried to impede my Fracture. So, and guys, even though Drowsy's holding an Eviolite, +1 max attack Outrage, yeah, screw you, Drowsy. You're not living that. So, guys, that will be the game. Pretty epic Fracture sweep right there. I believe that was a 4-4 tie until, it might have been 5-4, but I can't remember. But Fracture came in and absolutely demolished the rest of his team, which is why I uploaded this. It was a lot of fun. But good game, Jack 3. So I'll leave this channel in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed. Pretty epic battle. So rate, comment, sub, and later, guys.